Today I'm going to be showing you how to do a value bar that is made up of only tints, which, as you learned, a tint is a color added with white. So you're going to be using the primary colors, in this case, red. First thing you do is just add the hue on itself. No mixing, no nothing, you just paint the hue. Now you're going to add a tiny bit of white. You don't want to jump too suddenly to a really light tint, or else when you get down here you're going to have nowhere to go. I'm going to need more paint here. When you're mixing these, make sure that you have enough paint for the entire box. Otherwise, you're going to have to keep making it, and it might not be exactly the same as when you originally mixed it. So when you mix these colors, make sure you have enough paint for the color you mixed. But that's too light now. I have to go back and make it again. Alright, you see how it's just a little bit lighter than the last one. So now I have the pile, and I'm just going to add white to it, but not a lot. Oops, my paintbrush is shedding. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to make it a little bit lighter once more. Bring in some more red because I can see that I don't have enough paint here. Since the red is a dark color, you have to add a little white at once. If you're not sure how much lighter your color is, a good idea is to take a little bit of the color you mixed and put a dot right next to the one you mixed before, so it's not too big of a jump. So I'm going to use this one. Notice the paintbrush that I'm using, it's pretty small. Okay, I need a lot of red again, a lot of yellow, a lot of white. Alright, now watch, I'll show you what I mean. That's a very big jump. So put a new pile, because I've got a lot in the brush, and just mix this. Add a little bit of red to make it not quite as light. Right? Keep using this pile because it's the color that you made, the tint that you made before. So it's a lot easier to just go from the paint that you already mixed. I'll add a little bit of white. And judge. That does look lighter than this, but I'm not sure, so I'll put a little mark right next to it. It looks the same, so I'm going to add a little bit more white. Alright. Now keep in mind when you're mixing this, you're going to hit the wet paint in this one, and that will cause you to mix more. So just be careful when you're hitting your other bar your other box that you don't mix, otherwise it'll make your box darker. This is a darker tint. Alright, we'll make another lighter one. And again, be careful not to jump suddenly. Like that's really dark, so I'm going to put more darker red. So that it just doesn't jump suddenly this really light tint. So I'm going to just put a little bit more red in this mix so you can get it a little bit more darker. But this is what you're learning. You're learning, okay, whoops, I made this too light. So I gotta go back and make it a little bit darker. So it's a lot of back and forth. Right now I made it the same tint as before. So what I'm gonna do is a little trick here. Put white in your brush and put the white on the paper. This will light up the tint that you already have there. I noticed that it's still the same, so I need more white. So put a little white in your brush and go back to your paper. What's happening is you're mixing the tint that's already there. You're just adding more white to it. That's why you want to go a little bit of white at a time. If you put too much white, it's going to jump back to being too light. And you don't want to do that. Okay, so that's a nice progression. So now we have this light pink over here, light red. We can use that. Put a little dot, see how big of a jump? That's not bad. Make it a little bit lighter. The other thing you want to make sure you're doing is make nice lines. And again, if you see your streaks or your paint lines when you paint, like you could see through to the paper, that means you have too much water in your brush. Alright, now this is the easy part. Lots and lots of white. Try to keep your tints consistent throughout. Sometimes what happens is people are mixing and you can't see this. Last one. Lots and lots of white, since it's going to be a really, really light pink.